Welcome to VeloView and thank you for joining in today, because we are going to take a deep dive into one of the most interesting and talked about small crossovers stepping into the electric era, the 2026 Nissan Juke. The Juke has always carried the reputation of being bold, quirky, and a little polarizing in design, but that was exactly what made it stand out in the crowded compact crossover segment when it first arrived. Now Nissan is taking this eccentric little SUV into a whole new age by making it fully electric, and that transition brings with it a number of fascinating changes, both in the way it looks and in the way it drives. Over the next few minutes, let's explore the story of the Juke's reinvention, the details that make the new model unique, and the questions that still hang in the air as it makes its way toward production. The first thing to understand about the 2026 Nissan Juke is that it is more than just a replacement for the outgoing second generation that launched in 2019. This is Nissan drawing a line in the sand and committing to an electrified future. Built in Sunderland in the UK, the new Juke forms part of a strategy in which Nissan plans to introduce 5 new electric vehicles in Europe by 2026. That makes it a key piece of the company's transition away from traditional engines and toward EVs that can compete with emerging rivals like the Hyundai Kona Electric, Peugeot E2008, and Jeep Avenger. Nissan has already proven its credibility in the EV world with the pioneering Leaf, but the Juke offers something very different, a stylish, compact, lifestyle-focused option with plenty of personality. Design has always been at the heart of the Juke's appeal and controversy. When it first came out, the bug-eyed lights and squat stance divided opinions, yet helped it develop a cult following. For 2026, Nissan doubles down on the individuality but updates it for the EV era. The styling is heavily influenced by Nissan's hyperpunk concept, which introduced sharp geometric surfaces, an angular body profile, and an almost origami-like design language. On the Juke, this translates into an aggressive face with tri-element LED daytime running lights, a coupe-style roofline that swoops back elegantly, and muscular rear haunches that give it a planted stance on the road. There are still playful touches like the hidden rear door handles, which first became a Juke trademark, but the whole car feels more futuristic and precise, as if the rough sketch has been smoothed into something that still shocks the eye but now carries refinement. Unlike some concept to production transitions, Nissan hasn't overpromised and then stripped away the drama. They've managed to balance quirkiness with everyday usability. The interior, though not fully revealed, is expected to take an equally bold step forward. Nissan insiders suggest that the 2026 Juke will feature higher quality materials, a wraparound driver's console, and a sculpted dashboard that feels more like a premium cockpit than the playful, plastic-heavy cabins of older Juke models. Expect a large digital instrument cluster, a wide infotainment screen with the latest software integrations, and improved connectivity that ties into Nissan's EV ecosystem. Sound insulation and comfort are likely to be improved too, which is vital in an EV because the absence of engine noise makes any cabin creak or road roar more obvious. The second-generation Juke was already a step up in practicality, adding significant rear legroom and boosting boot space by about 20% over the first version. If Nissan builds on that base with the 2026 EV, families and urban drivers should find it a surprisingly usable package despite its compact footprint. Performance is, of course, the heart of any EV story. While official figures remain under wraps, it is strongly expected that the Juke will use the same EV platform underpinning the Renault 5 EV and the Micra EV. That means battery sizes around 40 kWh at the entry level, stretching up to about 52 kWh for higher trims. Range on the bigger battery should reach close to 250 miles on the WLTP cycle, which puts it right in the mix with segment rivals. Charging speeds are expected to peak around 100 kilowatts on DC fast chargers, enough to take the battery from 15 to 80% in roughly 30 minutes, making it practical for urban use and longer weekend getaways. Power delivery should be smooth, with instant torque making city driving a breeze, though this isn't designed to be a performance crossover. Instead, think of it as a nimble, stylish commuter with enough punch for confident overtakes and enough efficiency to ease range anxiety. Positioning the Juke in Nissan's lineup is also an interesting move. It sits beneath the Leaf SUV and above the upcoming Micra EV hatchback, giving buyers a tiered selection depending on their budget and lifestyle needs. The Juke's job is to capture those who want something compact, affordable, and stylish without stepping up to a larger, more practical EV. In Europe, where city driving and small car culture are strong, this makes perfect sense. However, in North America, the outlook is less certain. The Juke was discontinued thereafter its first generation and replaced by the Kicks, and with the focus now on the Leaf SUV and Ariya, Nissan may choose not to bring the Juke EV stateside. That would be a shame, as the car's personality might resonate with younger American buyers looking for an alternative to the increasingly homogenized crossover market. Price is another piece of the puzzle that Nissan has not yet revealed, but if we look at the competitive landscape and the company's own positioning, the 2026 Juke will likely start around the equivalent of £25,000 to £28,000 in the UK, or somewhere in the €30,000 range in continental Europe. That places it in line with cars like the Peugeot E2008, though perhaps undercutting premium small EVs like the Mini Electric. The affordability angle is crucial, because Nissan's strategy is not just about producing EVs, but about producing them at scale for mainstream buyers rather than niche early adopters. There are still many unknowns, and that's part of the anticipation. We don't yet have confirmed horsepower or torque figures, we don't know if Nissan will offer multiple drivetrain options, and we don't know the full details of the interior technology suite. What we do know is that Nissan is betting big on the Juke EV being able to carry forward the charm and oddball spirit of its predecessors while finally bringing it into alignment with the brand's future. And perhaps more than any other Nissan product right now, the Juke highlights the company's balancing act, maintaining its rebellious design DNA while embracing the clean, quiet, and efficient ethos of electrification. So what does this mean for the buyer who has always considered the Juke, or someone shopping for a small EV crossover in the next couple of years? It means you'll have an option that stands out in design, offers practical range and usability, and comes from a brand with real experience in electric drivetrains. The 2026 Nissan Juke will not be a car for everyone, but then again, it never was. And that is exactly the point. It's designed to appeal to those who want something different in a sea of sameness, those who value individuality as much as efficiency, and those who are ready to take the leap into EV ownership with a product that doesn't shy away from personality. Thank you so much for watching this review of the 2026 Nissan Juke here on VeloView. If you enjoyed this detailed breakdown and want more reviews, insights, and updates on the most exciting cars of the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the VeloView community.